Happy Friday, Veeam community. Welcome to episode number 138 of the weekly recap. As you can see, Rick is not with us today. I hope you enjoy your days off, Rick. But we have some special guests with us here. So this is going to be an extra special edition. Shane, Michael, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Would you like to make a small introduction on yourselves?
Hi, I'm Shane Williford. I'm systems architect for a local school district here in Kansas City, Veeam legend, and just all around community hub, aficionado member, and really active on the hub. Thanks for having me, by the way.
So I'm Michael Paul. I'm a data protection consultant. I'm Veeam Vanguard, Veeam Legend, and you'll probably see me over in the Cloud City Veeam user group.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. Really lovely to have you both in here. I know Michael was with us before, but I'm not sure about Shane. Were you ever invited for the recap, or is this the first?
Former invite, but this is my first actual appearance on the recap. So thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. It's lovely to have you. So now let's go to the real business and discuss some great content. I believe this week we had some amazing content shared at the Community Hub, and I know you would agree with me. It was actually difficult to decide what to choose. So let's start with actually the really good posts that I found in the community that I read through this week in the community. And that is actually the article that Michael Melter put together. And yeah, he's basically talking about the SQL log shipping in here, but it is a bit different than a normal one. But what I wanted to discuss in here is actually, as I previously mentioned, you know, I really love field stories, and this one is a and usually Michael Melter is sharing some good field stories from his experiences with the customer. You know, like many times people are asking me, you know, like, what should I write about? You know, like it really takes me very long time to put together a blog. I cannot write blogs. It's just like so tedious, so long time that I have to dedicate it. And, you know, like I want to contradict them, and I'm going to want to know your opinion on that as well, because this is just one example that anyone can write a good blog. It doesn't have to be long, but it's actually a very good post about his experience, and we can all learn out of that. He's just using a situation that he had with the customer, put it together. And well, in this case, he actually created a script from a code that he found at the Community Hub. But what do you believe about that? What do you think? How do you feel about this article?
I mean, I'll go first, Shane. So for me, back in the day, for my sins, I was a DBA for a while. So I've always loved talking to any customers about the extra functionality you get with that SQL integration, utilizing things such as log shipping, making sure that, you know, the SQL server, it's not always going to change that much, but your database will. So it's a great way to keep the RPO really low. But as Michael has pointed out here, well, sometimes you don't need it to always be in use. And if you want to optimize a bit of your storage, then okay, great. You know, turn off log shipping when you don't need it. I saw the script and thought it was a really cool thing there, yeah. And on your point about with regards to blog posts, my attitude is just if I can do it, anyone can do it. I find that just sharing the hurdles I've overcome as part of my day-to-day, writing those down, you're normally not the only one that's done it. So yeah, get it out there, and the next person that's come along, well, you've helped them get through that a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I just piggyback off that. I agree with you, Michael. I just share some stuff again based off my own experience and kind of what I think the community I'm not the only one that is dealing with whatever kind of struggles implementing some technology or some feature within a piece of technology. And what I normally do is I'll write about it, and it helps me as I'm going through the process. And I feel, hey, if I'm having this issue, maybe somebody else is, and somebody else will benefit from it. So it's not about length, like you said, Madalena. It's about experience and sharing that experience with others. And I really like this post by Michael. Again, as you said, Madalena, it's not too long, and there's a modification to it, and it's a good modification. I'm just kind of wondering what the customer or partner need is for this in the Veeam community, to where this may be a future feature add, which we may be discussing later. So.
Yeah, hopefully Michael Melter will get back to us with some updates. But yeah, I really found it very cool, so he has a situation, and then he goes to the community hub and he finds this script from Steve Hart, and then he thinks, okay, let's be creative about it. Let's see how we can change this to fit my needs. So I really think this is really, really great example of how you can use Community Hub, as you were saying as well.
I think one final point to just add on that, exactly as you said. So Michael got some of his information from Steve, who I believe got that from someone else. I think the user T Sightler, I think it was. But effectively, we're all building on each other's progress. So contribute. It's the best way to help others and yourself.
Absolutely. I think this is great. And thank you, Michael Melter, for sharing this with us. And we are really looking forward to any updates you might have. Let's see who else is going to use this script to create something else out of it. I love it. Just really great. Talking about Michael, we are staying with another Michael, this time Michael Cade from my team, Product Strategy. He got a challenge last recap we had by Rick. Basically, we were going over one article that Jeff shared with us, and Rick immediately said, let's set a challenge for Michael. And then we were like, okay, let's do it. And Michael loves challenges. So he basically put together this post like the following day. So that's really great. Thank you very much for that, Michael Cade. But yeah, what he's doing in here is actually talking about Terminator. That's the name of this emulator on steroids, how he calls it. Have you guys used it? Because like last week, it was the first time I heard about it, and to be honest, I've never used it. But it seems to be something that like people that use Linux really enjoy using it. So have you used it? Do you know if this is good, if it's not good?
I mean, I would say if Michael's endorsing it, then it's probably good. I haven't used Terminator myself. For years, I was one of those that just, stuck to my core shell. And then I remember using, I can't remember the name of it now, but the first time I started to use an emulator, I was like, oh, I can do this now. Oh, I can do that now. It's like the first time you move from Notepad to Notepad++ and realize that actually there are power tools that are going to automate a lot of your work for you. So yeah, one to add to the list.
Yeah, I think I may have heard about it, but forgot about it until Michael shared. I'm actually just starting, starting on a Linux journey this year. It's pretty much whole year. So I'm on a Mac and I use Terminal a lot, which does, it seems to be, according to Michael's articles, kind of a lot of the same things that Terminator does. I think there's some probably other automation and aesthetic benefits to Terminator probably over Terminal, but it's something I for sure will probably look into later when I can find time to do so. And back to your point, Maddie, about the previous post. This is another kind of short post, right? That Michael shared. It wasn't really long. It's to the point, and it's a benefit, I believe, for the community. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Michael, Kate, for sharing it. And definitely, guys, if you're gonna use this, let us know your opinion on it. I'm challenging the whole community. I'm challenging the two of you to use it and let us know your opinion as well on this, because it would be very interesting to find out from more people. But or if you are using any other terminal emulator, just let us know your opinion if you find anything that is better than this one, or easy to use. So yeah, that's really great. Thank you very much for that, and thank you for accepting the challenge, Michael. Okay. Actually, let me just, because I had it open in here. Here is like their official page with documentation, and you can, if you are interested in the Terminator, you can actually learn more in here. They have a lot of information about it, starting from licensing and layouts and plugins, and you have like frequently asked questions. So everything you might want to figure out about this, you can just find it in here. So pretty cool. Should we move to the third piece of content for today? Okay, I think this is actually very, very cool. And I'm looking forward to hear on your opinions. This is in our script library post from Julian, which I believe is the first time when he is mentioned in the recap. So shout out to Julian. Julian is one of our Veeam 100 members. He's been with us for a while in the Vanguard program, so that's great. Thank you for putting this together. I'm used with PowerShell scripts to talk about PowerShell scripts in here in the recap, but this is new and I think diversity is appreciated. This is a Python script, and he developed it for anonymizing basically Veeam backup and replication logs, and protecting sensitive information in log files, as he says in here. And obviously, he's having a GitHub page as well. He's giving the key features, which I think are cool. And then he's sharing the actual code in the GitHub. So if you're going to go to the GitHub, you're going to find all the necessary information as well as the code itself, which is actually really, really cool. But yeah, Michael, you are working for the same company, am I right?
That is correct, yeah, and I'm finally going to get to meet him later on this month as well when we attend the Veeam 100 Summit, which is exciting because we've spoken so much internally at Computer Center, and yeah, it's going to be great to actually put the yeah, shake the guy's hand as such, because yeah, we're based geographically across the globe, so it's going to be nice to actually do that meetup. But yeah, so I really enjoyed reading through the script because, you know, personally, it gives me a lot of application because, yes, sometimes you might work with a more sensitive customer that when you need to request, assistance from Veeam via, any of the community hub, for example, R&D forums, or even with support cases, you might have a necessity to redact some information. But also for me, when I'm doing my blog post, sometimes it's nice to be able to just pull log information straight out from a customer environment where I've seen that issue, where I've resolved a problem. And rather than manually going through and redacting that and the potential for human error, it's great to be able to run that script and then go through afterwards and validate that there's nothing the script has missed. One final point, just to add on that as well, keeping in with the theme of everything we've talked about so far of contributing to the community, on that GitHub page, it openly says, this is under construction, but one of the key things I'd encourage for anyone that's working on this kind of stuff, don't wait until it's the perfect, version 1 that you expect it to be. Get it out there because the community might inspire you in different ways. They might find other ways to tackle your problems. And just by sharing this, getting feedback from others can really help you make your scripts or products better in ways you didn't imagine.
Absolutely great point in there, Michael. I definitely agree with you. It says it's open source. He's welcoming people as well to contribute to this. And the great point, like if you have a script, it's never probably final. So it's good to get it out there for the community to, if it's open source, of course, to contribute and help you out on build on that. Shane, do you have any opinions on that?
No, not really much. I think Michael said it very well. If I remember right, if you scroll down here a little bit, Madalena, something I think is amazing and part of what this what community is about. Keep going there, and right there, Hannes makes a comment here about this potentially being a future feature ad. It looks like they have somewhat of a tool in support like this. I'm not sure how close it is, but just back to Michael's point, this is how you get involved and share with the community and the interaction based on need. Or this script, like this script is in GitHub, it's kind of somewhat open source, and you can modify it to fulfill your needs specific to your organization or your problem. And then you can post that out on the hub and just have that interaction to see if it meets anybody else's needs like your own. And like Hannes says here, something that may be part of a future feature ad in Veeam itself. So I really like this. And I like the fact that also Julian mentions that Bertrand and I forget the other person, but they kind of supported him along the way, because this is quite an endeavor. So I really appreciate him sharing this with the community.
Yes, absolutely. I love that as well, and, like Hannes is asking here an important question, how fast this is as well. And then I think Julian replies that, of course, there are still things to be improved, and like it leads really to a good conversation in here. And yeah, who knows, this might be a feature in, I don't know, V13, or I don't know, V14. I have no idea, but it's a great conversation, and we might have it integrated. So that's great script in here. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Bertrand. Thank you, Eric, for putting the effort to work on this. And thank you for sharing it with the whole community. This is really, really great as well. So everyone, if you want to contribute, just go to the GitHub and put together your ideas, or if it's easier for you, just do it in here. I'm pretty sure Julian will take that in consideration. Okay, moving forward, because we are done now with the main content, we are going to go to special department news. And I would like to start by sharing the winner of Blog of the Month September, which is Shane. So we have the opportunity to say congratulations, Shane, in this show live. Well,
Thank
not
you
that
very
live,
much.
but
Yeah, great. Yeah, appreciate the community.
absolutely. You got 10 votes. So what do you think about that? For this was actually a very good post, a good article that you put together, the transfer hardware repository, associated jobs to new Veeam server. So do you have a few words for the community? We don't usually have a winner in our show, so this is
Yeah.
just a first.
No, like I said earlier, kind of piggybacking off what Michael was talking about with regarding sharing content and posting, this is an example of just that. I have a hardware refresh going on. I need to migrate some data over to a new server, kind of got a refresh going on. This is one of those cases where I didn't really need to do I didn't want to do a configuration database migration. I did do it on a separate server, but not this particular one. So that was just my journey that I shared with the community, thought it would benefit somebody. And, there it is. And I appreciate people taking the time to read, and I appreciate the blog of the month selection. So really, yeah, it was pretty amazing. I actually liked reading Craig's post
Yeah, that
about,
was a good one as well. Very
yeah,
good as well. Yes, I agree. Definitely. But yeah, look here how many people supported you and how many people liked this. So great stuff. Congratulations for winner blog of the month, September. What, Shane?
thank you.
And I want
This
to
is
say as
actually
well, isn't that going to
yeah,
say the
sorry.
second time, isn't it? Second time he's
Yes,
won
there
it.
you go. This is what I
Yeah.
wanted to say. This is actually the second time this year when Shane won the blog of the month. So I couldn't award him with a badge because he already has the badge.
Well,
Yeah, it
that's
was
a
in
call to.
April. Yeah, April. I had, I think it was the hidden features post, which I just want to make
Yeah,
it clear.
in
I had come up with
V12.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I came up with that idea before Fabian, and I don't know his co-session speaker at VeeamON, but I didn't know about their session, so I kind of came up with that title before theirs, and their session was actually really good. But anyway, I enjoyed doing that post as well. That was fun to do.
yeah, absolutely. That was a good one as well. I think he presented it with Andreas, if I'm not mistaken,
That's correct.
from product management. Yes, that was a good session as well at VeeamON. So great stuff. Congrats once again. Moving
Oh,
forward to our second special department news. And I must say, I am super excited about this one. As I was telling you a bit earlier, I'm going to be in Istanbul next week because on the 11th of October, which is next Wednesday, we are going to have our first in-person Turkey Veeam user group. So this is really, really exciting. I'm really looking forward. We had a lot of success with the VUG Monaco. And actually yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, there was the VUG USA in-person event in California. I'm looking forward to hear from Zane, one of our VUG USA leader, and Emily, because they were there. So I actually saw a picture today, but I hope they're going to post something in the VUG USA and we're going to find out more. But I'm going to make sure we're going to put something together after this Veeam user group in Turkey. And we're going to share some pictures with you and some information on how everything went. So pretty exciting. What do you guys think about starting all these in-person Veeam user groups?
Yeah, just excited, just the interaction. I'm all for, I'm a relational person by nature. So interacting in person with fellow colleagues and like-minded colleagues, there's nothing better in my opinion. So I'm all behind these events.
Yeah, this is
agree with
great.
it.
And hopefully, Michael, we're going to have a VUG UK in 2024, an in-person event. I am thinking about that. What do you think?
I was going to say, watch this space. There's already talks going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, maybe, Shane, we also had a conversation about Kansas and around that area. So who knows, maybe we can put
Central
something
US,
together.
yeah. Central
Central
US,
US, let's see.
Midwestern area. Yeah, we'll see.
Mhm. Yeah,
Hopefully.
that would be awesome. And the last special department news here, actually, when I shared it with Michael said, like, well, maybe you are breaking the rule a little bit, but I don't know, because we just want to say that, you know, October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And I thought, if we are going to wish happy Cybersecurity Awareness Month to everyone, we can as well share this great piece of content that Marco put together for us in the cybersecurity space, which is actually very, very compelling. You have so much information and a lot of interesting He shared a lot of interesting events, a lot of interesting articles that are, part of them are from the hub, part of them are from other sources. What do you think about this one, guys?
I looked at this and read through it. A lot of the articles, well, I don't say a lot, there's several for sure, are Veeam blog articles written by Rick and I want to say Chris, I don't remember his last name, on ransomware, and I highly recommend them. They're really good. I'm actually going through those again with my DR refresh that I'm doing, making sure I follow some of those best practices. And yeah, I just highly recommend people give those a read if they haven't yet. They're not really long and they're highly informative. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, so I went through it. I think that it's nice to see it's not all Veeam articles. There's obviously a good bit of Veeam in there, but it kind of shows that Veeam has taken a much more proactive stance on security over the years, and I think it's really starting to pay them those dividends, that they've got an awful lot of security-focused content out there now. I got to attend the VeeamON Tour UK back in September, and security was a key theme there. So yes, it's great to kind of raise this awareness on, a monthly event, but it's great to also see that Veeam have been driving this, day after day, month after month, year after year now. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to, I've been drafting up a little bit of content to add in for Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So hopefully we'll see that in the coming days.
Are you guys attending any cybersecurity events this month?
I'm not involved with anything here locally. I mean, he mentions here this Resiliency Summit by Veeam that I registered for. So I will be, a part of that, not a part of it, but certainly registered to watch it right before the summit. So I'm looking forward to that and what Veeam has to announce that day.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I actually think that Danny is going to be one of the speakers. Rick is going to be one of the speakers. I think Kirsten and Emily from my team are going to be there. And we're going to have, of course, Anand opening it. Anton is going to be there. So that's so cool. And they are going to have some special guests as well. And there are some tracks involved as well. I think there are going to be some special announcements as far as I know. So I think everyone should actually attend this one. Okay, there you go.
It's in the
Cybersecurity
diary.
experts. There you
go.
go.
Yeah.
Yes, this is going to be great. I'm going to attend it, even though I think I'm going to be on vacation that day, but most probably I'm going to at least rewatch it because I'm sure there's going to be available a recording or something afterwards. Okay, so yeah, this is actually great. Thank you, Marco, for putting this together. I think it's very important that everyone is aware of how important it is to secure our data. And I don't know, we won't have the Who's New this week because Safia is traveling, so she was not able to put together that for this week. But yeah, this is a special edition, so we can make an exception. Now, I would like to ask you if you have any other thoughts before we go.
No, just really appreciate you having me on the recap this week. I actually will be heading to Columbus this weekend, and thankfully I kind of worked it out that I will be able to take a small little brief tour of the Veeam Software headquarters, U.S. headquarters there in Columbus, but having some fun mostly, but wanted to get that in while I was there. So that's my upcoming few days.
Yeah,
Thanks for
that would
having
be
me.
nice. Have you talked to Rick about it? Maybe you can just meet him or Sophia or anyone there, because we have Corinne, we have
Yeah, I
Kirsten.
actually did. I reached out to him, but he's gone. He's celebrating his anniversary with his wife this week. But I did reach out to Kirsten, so she's helping me out this weekend.
That's
So yeah,
nice. Great. I hope you have a nice week or a couple of days in Columbus, Shane. And thank you very much for being with us today, Michael.
So, whilst we're on the topic of everything Shane related, there's one little thing I would like to add then. So, the way I see it is we've got 3 months left of the blog of the month before the year is out, and I'm wondering, is Shane gonna make the hat trick on his first year, and do we need to get a special badge for him, or challenge to the community? Can you guys come up with all this content and stop Shane getting a hat trick?
Oh, that's a good point, Michael. I love it. I love it.
I
Nice.
don't know. You got some good content. I'm looking forward to your next post, Michael.
And same for you.
Good. Thank you very much, guys, for being with me and with the community today. I'm pretty sure Rick appreciates it as well. And thank you all. Hope you have a great weekend ahead, and we'll see you next week.